Hello, everyone, and welcome to the annual Hart Outdoor Track and Field Media Day. I'm Rich Linden, your Hart correspondent, and we're delighted today to be joined by Clarke University head coach Bradley Johnson and two of his student athletes, Daniel Miller and Grace Squires. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Good.
Awesome. Beautiful spring day right in the middle of a track and field season. Coach, I'm going to start with you. So, we're in the thick of things heading into conference tournaments and meets. How's the season going so far? And what are some of the highlights from the season?
Yeah, so far so good. I think spring weather's been pretty good. I think we're kind of getting over the hump, so we're excited about that. Being from the Midwest, I feel like that kind of our performances depend on that. So we've been good. We've got 60 degrees this weekend, so we're excited. Some highlights that we've already seen so far. We've had one national qualifier in the high jump. Daniel Adams, which is really excited. He's sitting fourth in the nation.
Wow.
So getting his qualifier out of the way was really nice. Our pole vault group's looking really good. We swept the podium indoors. We're hoping to kind of repeat the same thing outdoors and just get a few more national qualifiers on that end. Distance wise, we're looking really good. Sprints, we just took down like I think both our 100 records and our 4x1 record. So we're moving in the right direction. All the groups are really firing, which I'm getting really excited about. We've already set 8 school records outdoors. We set 20 indoors. So yeah, pretty good things. We just need to kind of get everyone into meets, and we got the next 3 weeks. Some really big things will happen.
Well, I see you brought two of your athletes with you. Can you introduce them to us and tell us kind of what they mean to the program?
Yeah, so this is Grace. I work directly with her. She's a pole vaulter, national qualifier indoor last year. Right now she's leading kind of the pole vault group. She's kind of waiting for a big PR that's going to come in the next few weeks that we know of.
Yeah.
So she's been very good for leading this group of hardworking people with the pole vault group. They're my hardest workers by far. We get stuff done and it shows on the podium. So she's been part of that just like, hey coach, what am I doing today? Perfect, I'll get it done. And I think that's been very like a breath of fresh air for me to work with. Daniel's been with our program for a very, very long time. He's kind of had some ups and downs with his program. Started off pretty good his freshman year and kind of had some coaching changes and some things that maybe didn't go his way. But it's finally exciting to see him performing at his potential. So he's already set some school records this year. And I think he's got lots more to come. The 5K record, I think we're pretty confident that's going to come this weekend.
Yep.
So it's been exciting to have him and just have him through this whole growth of the program. And it's exciting. It's nice to have people know, this program's grown, because when he was here, it wasn't very good. And he's been able to see that, like, kind of us being not great to us actually being good in the conference and doing well.
Rock on. Well, Grace, I want to start with you right now. Grace, pole vaulting is what I did in high school and college. I'm near and dear to my heart. So tell us about your track journey. What led you to Clarke and what led you to pole vault?
Well, I was a gymnast for 17 years, and my coach said that, like, oh, you should try pole vaulting. I did it for 5 years in high school. Wasn't very good. And just came here. Brad offered me a deal, and the school was small, which I enjoyed. And things are I've learned how to pole vault.
I love it. I love it. And you're pushing towards a PR then this spring.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Daniel, let's talk about you now. Well, first of all, what's your favorite event? And tell us about how you ended up at Clarke and your whole journey, like your coach said this year.
Yeah. Favorite event. That's a tough one. I guess right now I'd have to say the 5K, but my heart will always go to the 1500 and the 800. Wish I was a distance runner, more of a distance runner. Let's see how I got to Clarke. I was just racing a cross country race my senior year in high school, and the distance coach at the time, she just kind of showed up to the meet and talked to me right after I finished, and I had no idea who she was. But then she started texting me and calling me a lot, and she got me to look into Clarke, and I just decided this was a perfect place for me, with how small it is and how good the teachers are here, the professors. And yeah, the ups and downs have been it's been a lot of stuff since my freshman year. Between all of the different coaching changes, I had some academic struggles one year, mental health issues, injury issues. So to be able to be performing how I am this year, it really it's emotional, honestly.
Yeah, amazing. Well, coach, you both of your programs had real solid indoor season, as you said. Women specifically going 85 points, placing fifth overall. Tell me about that. How exciting was it? What are you looking forward to as we're moving into outdoor championships?
Yeah. I'll be very frank. We wanted to get fourth, couple points out of it. So we're always looking for a little bit more. But fifth was very good. Very, very close, obviously. We're looking for that outdoors, hoping to find those points and be able to move up that one spot just out of the podium spot. Um, on the women's side, we're looking to find some national qualifiers. We didn't have any indoors. We were close. But we get a little bit better outdoors. Grace normally kind of gets things going. We got a couple pole vaulters that are right there. We've got a multi-event athlete that gets a little better with the switch from the pen to the hep. And then just we've got sprinters that are close. We've got a lot of things going well there. So I think we're going to be good. Men, we're looking to get Noah Church to open back up in the race walk. He was a national runner-up indoors, which is really exciting. So we're excited to get him going with that 5K. Daniel's going with the high jump. James and Brody, we're looking to open up their decathlon season, all of that stuff. So yeah, I think right now we're not looking at conference just yet because I feel like the next two meets are really important, and from there I think we'll start looking a little bit more what we expect from conference and where we think we sit. Yep.
Gotcha. Excellent. Well, let me just switch things up a little bit just for fun. Our viewers want to hear more about our student athletes. So, Daniel, just a fun, silly question. If you were to compete in any other sport at Clarke, what would it be and why?
It would be baseball. Baseball was it's always been the thing my dad and I relate on the most. And, I'm pretty nerdy when it comes to baseball. Like I can tell you about every team. I can tell you about 90% of the players on all the rosters. Easily, it would be baseball.
Sweet. Grace, what about you?
Oh boy. I would do probably soccer. I grew up playing soccer for probably like 5 years and guess I wasn't very good, but I think it'd be fun to go back to that.
Hey, you're a pole vault superstar now, so it changes up. So, Coach, I know you said, hey, we're not looking at conference yet. We have two really big meets coming up. But as you roll through those meets, what are some of your goals in the next two meets? And what's your goal leading into our conference championship?
Yeah, I'd say ones that stick out the most for me, school records are obviously always on the radar, taking down as many of those as we can. I from my point, I'd like to see Grace qualify nationally for the pole vault. We're there. Last meet was very close. I'd like to see Daniel and I, high jump Daniel. We've talked a little bit about trying to be second in the nation in the high jump. So that's a big goal moving in that spot. He's new to it. He's 3 months into high jump and he's doing well. So, and then our 4x1 on the men's side, we were 0.3 away from qualifying nationally for that. So really, I think our goals are kind of that national level. How many people can we get there? And then we're getting people on the list, but we've been taking care of business with training. So the next two meets, I think getting those qualifiers and getting people in those events will be good. And then at the heart meet, I think our goal is how many people can we see on the podium this year? We're not a super a dense team. We're more of kind of a top end team where we have really quality athletes. We're just trying to see a few more podium finishes than we did indoors, and we'll see what the points look like if we take care of business there.
Awesome. Last question for my two student athletes. Gosh, it's so hard this time of year for your specific sport. How do you balance your classes? Like, first, I'll start with Daniel. What's your major, and how do you balance going into finals and all your final projects at the same time you're heading into championship season for track. How do you find that balance? What do you do?
So I am in my last year of the Masters of Social Work program.
Whoa.
So while that sounds like it would be a little more difficult, I feel like it's more of a laid back setting for me, because there's no exams or anything like that. It's just papers and projects, and those just come naturally to me. So just making sure that I get those done on time and not waiting till last minute to work on them is the biggest thing I have to focus on. But then, making sure that I'm stretching, eating properly, and all of that outside of practices. Just making sure I'm taking care of everything, which, I think I've been doing a pretty decent job at.
It's total focus. So Grace, what about you? What's your major?
I'm a psychology and social work major.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the whole point, or to make me feel better by the end of the season, is just getting stuff done as soon as I can. Like, if I have a paper due like the week of conference, get it done weeks earlier. And it helps to stay ahead.
I needed both of you as friends when I was in college. You are both prepared. You're focused. Love it. I just want to thank you for your time today. Good luck for the rest of the season. Any last things you want to shout out to your listeners and your fans?
No, I'm excited for the Heart. I feel like the conference has been really growing, which has been really exciting for the student athletes and us as coaches. It makes us step up our game. So I think I'm really pumped for the Heart Championship and what it holds this year.
I am too. Sounds like good things coming out of Clarke. Thanks, guys. Good luck the rest of the season. See you soon.
Thank you.